Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a review here for a Martin Scorsese film from 1976 that I've only seen twice in my life. It's considered very iconic, but again, I've only seen it twice, so I really don't have a whole lot to say about it. But I pretty much had the same consistent opinion of this as right now as I did 5 years ago when I saw it for the first time ever. Maybe even longer ago than that. But anyway, that movie is Taxi Driver, starring Robert De Niro as the title character. Now, this also has a couple of people you probably would know from some other things, but the most notable of all of them, in my opinion, is Jodie Foster. She was like 13, 14 or something when she made this movie, and she plays a young prostitute. She's barely in the movie, but she kind of becomes part of the heart of this movie, which was kind of interesting. But anyway, I love a lot of Martin Scorsese films. My personal favorite is Goodfellas, as many people out there know who have known me for a while. I think it's one of the best gangster movies ever made, mobster movies, whatever we're calling it. Ray Liotta, how can you go wrong? It's Ray Liotta, my dude, you know? Anyway, Taxi Driver is one that I saw for the first and only other time about 6 years ago, somewhere in there, and I didn't like it that much back then, and to be honest with you, after rewatching it recently, not a big fan of it now. I just don't think it's that good. Probably going to take it out of this sleeve and get rid of this Blu-ray. It's the same copy I had back when I saw it for the first time. And I'm just not into it. I don't know what it is about it. It's so iconic. Its reputation is iconic. And things have riffed off of it, like Joker from 2019, that I love way more. Not just because it's Joker, it's because it's a great 70s aesthetic movie. But this has some really good things in it that I do like and I do admire and I do personally think are iconic despite not really being a fan of the movie. But let's get into the story here. Robert De Niro is an ex-military veteran. I think he was a Marine if I remember correctly. He comes back to New York City, which is a big character to the movie. It was kind of cool for that. And he takes up a nighttime taxi drive job because he can't sleep that well or he just doesn't want to. And he kind of makes that his main profession, just driving weirdos around. And a lot of the movie is him going here and there. This kind of saxophone music playing is kind of the theme song of this movie, if you will. But not like in an iconic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers type of way. Just a saxophone, late night, New York City, downtown streets type of music. Kind of jazzy, I guess you could say. And he begins to have like an interest in this one woman who is not campaigning as a candidate, but she works on the campaign of another guy who's running for office locally. And she's real into that, but he finds himself smitten by her, and he really wants to chase after her and have a date with her. However, this movie's very strange in the sense that it's a character study, obviously, which is pretty cool. I like that part about the movie a lot. Travis Bickle is actually the character Robert De Niro was playing, by the way. And Travis may have a lot of mental issues and PTSD and maybe even a little bit of crazy schizophrenia shit. Not in like a hallucinations way, but like things that he thinks are normal are not normal to everyday people. He might take a date out to like a pornography theater and watch porn with them and think that's normal and not understand why people get angry at him over stuff like that. He's a loon. He's crazy. And De Niro plays him to perfection. It is the best, probably, performance from De Niro of all time. Even if it's a movie I don't really like that much. But he begins to kind of, you could almost say stalk this young woman that he's kind of following around that does the whole campaigning thing. But eventually, he kind of goes off the deep end. He buzzes his head into a mohawk, which is like, I think the first mohawk I've ever seen in a movie, for that matter. In my, like, not in my life, but like in timeline of history of movies. I think this is the first one I ever saw in a movie. But like he gets into guns, of course being ex-military, it doesn't surprise me about that. He should, but everybody should for that matter. But he ends up getting some pistols, having some weapons, and it kind of turns into almost like, not a revenge movie, but it has aspects of that to it. When he meets a young girl named Jodie Foster who's been forced into prostitution, sorta, kinda, but she's kind of willing to do it, but like it's a hard life, man. There's some really good stuff in this movie, and let me tell you, the final like 10 minutes of the movie is the best part of the film. Hands down, no questions asked. That and a rally scene are the best moments in this movie. They're worth seeing this movie for, to be honest with you. But like I said, the score doesn't really impress me that much. The movie is really slow until the last 10 minutes or so. But it being a character study, it's not one of those slow-paced character studies for me like Drive with Ryan Gosling that I just think is perfect. It's magnificent. This is iconic and deservedly so, but I don't think it means it's a good movie. It's kind of like with, what's a good example? I don't know. There's a lot of things out there I can't think of right now that I don't really think deserve to be as iconic as they are. Maybe I like the property, maybe I don't like the property. But there are things out there like that. Taxi Driver to me is one of those movies just in general, but it has some really good moments. It's not really a crime movie, because a lot of people try to sell it to you like that. A lot of the dude bros who are obsessed with this and like American Psycho, they try to tell you how iconic and perfect this is, how it's a crime movie. It's not. Not really. It's more about a character study, about Travis Bickle going nuts. And, well, maybe he is nuts from before that. Before he went into the military, maybe he was nuts. We don't really know. There's a lot of discussion and debate around those things. But anyway, Taxi Driver has some watchable things in it. But overall, I just don't like the movie that much. It's really, really bland for me. I like it way better than that shithole Mean Streets movie, that's for sure. But not by much, to be honest with you. If I had to rate Taxi Driver on a 5-star basis, the noir influence to it would give it, for me, about a 3 out of 5 stars. Maybe I would have liked it better if I was born before the 70s and before this came out and got to see it in theaters. I don't know, but I just, in hindsight, I've never been a hardcore fan of this. Not the first time I saw it, not this time. I expected such a different movie from what, again, the dude bros who talk about it everywhere on the internet made it out to be. It's just not that movie, you know? And can I just say, I don't think Zac Efron's character from Neighbors would actually love this movie. It's way too slow for people like that. Anyway, Taxi Driver, 3 out of 5 stars for me. What do you guys think about it? Do you love this movie? Do you hate this movie? Let me know everything you think about it down below. Great cast, though. Great acting, I'll give it that. Anyway, thank you guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.